Vegas 55 with Ketlen Vieira and Holly Holm.
This fight wasn't as bad as everyone's saying, in my opinion. It wasn't the best fight I've ever seen.
Maybe
I
it's just
do
Holly
want you
Holm for
guys
me.
to know that
Dude,
HLBK Omer showed up to tell you, that you guys are not in the same weight class. They're commenting on you guys being in person and actually realizing.
Dude, it's so funny you said that because literally the other day I text Will and I told him, I was like, dude, things that a degenerate fight fan like thinks about, like I weigh myself in the morning and I thought to myself, championship weight, bro, but I'm in the wrong weight class. 145 on the dot. I'd be fighting monsters like Volkanovski and Holloway. I need to be with Mighty Mouse, you know what I mean, at 125.
Yeah, I'm also the heaviest I've ever been right now, and
You guys
not
are
in a
not
good
the
way.
same weight class. Not the same weight class.
Yeah.
Shout out to HLB Comer though. But yes, so you said that this fight wasn't as bad as you thought, and I said, okay, maybe for me it's just Holly Holm. It's the yeah. Every time she throws something, and I get so annoyed by it.
Yeah, she's definitely like not for everybody, and it's not it's not my favorite type of fighting, but also like just her like work ethic and just how much she's throwing, and she's just touching, right? She's a good point fighter basically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, do you think that she won?
I had Holly winning rounds 1, 3, and 5.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just like Sal D'Amato.
Oh, that's
So what does that tell you?
Perfect person to compare yourself to. I had Ketlen Vieira rounds 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I could see that. 3 was super close.
It was super close.
What sucks for me is, and this is the problem with like the fighters too, and like we talk about scoring all the time, but it seems like the fighters also don't know what they need to do to win fights. Obviously, they know if they knock somebody out and shit like that, that they're going to win. But it seems like, I mean, Holly, if that was, I mean, that looked like a vintage Holly performance. You know what I mean? Pressure against the cage, hit you as soon as you break wrist control. She's landing those uppercuts, knees to the legs. At distance, she's just touching with leg kicks, front kicks, side kicks to the body, just constantly scoring. And now, I mean, technically, you're supposed to score damage over volume, right? Damage is the number one thing. But it seems like it's so inconsistent on like when damage outweighs volume.
Yeah.
That like the fighters don't even know.
Or like how much damage is enough for that specific judge to be like, you know what? That's the one right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you know, it is vintage Holly. Mm-hmm. But I just love the way that Ketlen Vieira was able to counter. So anytime Holly would come in with the straights and she'd have that little burst, Ketlen would step back and hit left, right with the hooks real quick. And for me, those were harder shots than anything that Holly landed.
Yeah, way harder. But
so
it seemed also like Ketlen didn't realize how much she was hurting her. Because like she would land just like a 1, 2, 3, and Holly's like bouncing around for each shot, and then she just kind of sits back. And it's like, man, there's a couple times where it seemed like she really could have finished it.
There was a right hand that landed with the right hook. I don't know how
on the fence.
Yeah. And you could see Holly take a step back. But then, like you said, Ketlen kind of took a step back. And then Holly came forward again. And I'm like, no, like two or three more shots just to see where it goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
spinning back elbow. This one, honestly, man, I enjoyed this fight. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but like I know a lot of people are shitting on it.
I think it was Ketlen Vieira for me against anybody else. I probably would have enjoyed it more. But the thing is that, like, I think Holly Holm's a really good fighter, man.
Dude,
she's been doing it for a long time.
She's 40 years old and almost landed 200 strikes.
She is 3 years older than me, and she looks a million times better than I probably will ever in my lifetime. She's in fantastic shape. I know the announcer said it looked like she looked slower when she hit 40.
Dean Thomas kind of,
But I don't think it was a case of Holly looking slower. I think she just went up against a faster fighter.
I think there's that, but I think I agreed with Dean Thomas that when Holly would charge in, she would finish and stay in the same place as where she finished on her last strike.
So
she wasn't exiting
slower, or her footwork not being what it was supposed to be.
I don't think it was her footwork. I think it was literally just her head movement. She would throw and then just kind of stay there. And normally she's doing her and then just we'll circle out, we'll duck out, right? But
that's how it is. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Even her
and she was just getting caught with the uppercut every time she came in.
That's the thing, right? Because she'd step back, left an uppercut.
Yeah.
And for me, like I know that fighters get used to doing that, but when she has a specific sound. Like when she's just gonna throw one strike, like when she's just gonna kick you one time, it's just a quick.
Yeah.
But it was just like, and you're like, okay, here comes a burst. So if I'm Ketlen, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to step back and counter a few times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude.
I thought. I think round 3 is the decider. I thought round 1 was clearly Holly. Round 5, I thought was clearly Holly. 2 was clearly Ketlen because she almost choked. I mean, I think if she stayed on that choke, she would have had it.
So close.
Yeah, that was
so close.
That was nasty. Round 4 was when Ketlen was like kind of battering her a little bit, doing a lot of damage. The third round was super close for me. And HLB Comer, he's right. He says Holm did nothing to win and was saved by her chin. That's true. And that's also kind of part of the problem with the scoring, right? Because if you score the fight as a whole, if you just watch the whole fight, I would be like, yeah, Ketlen Vieira, I mean, she blasted her throughout the whole fight. But when you break it down round by round, that's when it's like, that third round. I mean, if you win 3 out of 5, you win, right?
I just don't think it was a robbery.
No, it's
a lot of people are saying it was a robbery.
Yeah.
Then Holly Holm, of course, like he goes up and asks her, "Do you think you did enough to win the fight? Were you surprised by the decision?" Yeah, no shit. She's not gonna be like, you know what? I didn't do enough. It was a really close fight. She probably edged out the third round. I probably should have done more. I clinched her up against the fence, and when I had her up against the fence, I didn't do very much. So I don't know how the judges. She's not gonna say that. You know what I mean? So she's like, yeah, I think I won the fight. And then the hard part too is just you had, was it Anik? I think it was Anik, right? Where he's like, well, a clear decision or clear round for Holly Holm. And even the fifth,
it was close.
It was still close.
Yeah.
You know, so like I think that has a big part of the audience getting influenced too, to be able to say, yeah, for sure, clear round.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's not clear for Sal D'Amato.
Yeah.
Like, why would it be clear for anybody else, you know, at home? Like, it's tough.
I think, also I was kind of frustrated that they had Anik. As soon as Anik started talking, I was like, where's Fitzgerald? It's a Vegas card. Like, it's
your
a
boy
Apex,
Fitz, dude.
You know?
Your boy Fitz.
He's just so good. But yeah, and there was a couple times too where DC's going off on something. Meanwhile, someone's landing like a good shot, and you're like, say something about that real quick. Like, you don't always have to finish.
I know we haven't talked about the announcers in a long time. You know what I mean? But like I said, this fight is something where I felt like we definitely had to bring it up. Because
I also thought we'll talk about it too in the co-main. I thought the co-main also had pretty bad commentary.
Yeah, the co-main for me had a better
action.
Fight.
It is way better.
More action.
Yeah.
But do you have anything else on the main event?
Not really. I mean, that division is like kind of. It's not the greatest still. You know, it was.
Was that a bantam?
I think that was a bantamweight. I'll find out right now.
Okay,
but
I can't remember whether they fought a bantam or.
Yeah, it was bantamweight.
Okay.
So I mean, what does Ketlen do from here? You know, she's not going to fight Nunes. Did she get a title shot off of this?
I mean, so a bantam, we have UFC 277 in Dallas, Texas, by the way.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to come through.
It's a crazy card. It's a really good card.
You got to come through.
I'm trying to get married.
I know, dude, but you won't have to pay for a hotel or anything like that, man. We'll figure it out. Anyways, but yeah, so you have UFC 277, you know, with Juliana Pena defending her title.
Mm-hmm.
So then how soon after that do you throw Ketlen Vieira at Juliana Pena after she wins again?
After she wins again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because Ketlen beats Holly. Holly was number 2. Ketlen was number 5. Aldana just lost to Holly, right?
Just lost to Holly.
So
Rocky's up number 4 again. I mean, maybe Rocky versus Juliana Pena.
What a division!
If Juliana Pena wins, stacked.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, what do you do? You know, I mean, Yana
Kuminskaya
is still 6.
And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Nunes comes out and beats Juliana. I would not be surprised if they're like, "Hey, Nunes, get this trilogy, then you can retire." It's just money on the table, you know.
Yeah.
Guess 2 out of 3.
I don't know.
And then Ketlen's like, "Oh, I guess I'll fight Aldana again."
I guess.
They fought, right?
Yeah. Holly Holm?
No. Aldana and Ketlen.
Oh, did they already?
I think they fought each other.
You know what we have to do, dude? Is once we get a studio, we have to have a big ass screen right over here.
Oh yeah, dude.
With Rich.
Yeah. Yeah. Aldana knocked her out. Remember that? Face planted her.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know where to go from there with her, but
yeah, I don't know either. But I mean, this is one of those ones where it's like, all right, this is the main event, but like,
Yeah,
the implications aren't that.
Would you have swapped the co-main and the main?
No, just because the rankings you can't.
It's tough.
But this would have been a great co-main to something bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure, have something bigger than this after it.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.